Some of us are brilliant, intelligent, great. But the reason why we aren't where we need to be is because we could not go through the times of waiting, time of uncertainties, time of being like, are you sure this is going to work out? You know, some of us can't go through these moments. And that is why we are stuck where we are. And that is why we can't be at the other side. Not that you're not equipped enough, but by the absence of this single strength. You can't erase the waiting season from your story if you want to be successful. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite dimmailoka, and on this channel I help girls start wherever they are with whatever they have and to be wherever they want to be. I help girls achieve their dream of self-expression without depending on anyone or borrowing exotic environments. Okay, so if these are the things you are interested in, please hit the subscribe button and join the family. We are so happy to have you around. So today we are going to talk about a topic which says trust God in the waiting season. I had a couple of ideas on the video I have to create, and you all know that I'm divinely led. So I was like, okay, let me just go through the videos I've made and see the things I've talked about. And I could not believe that there's no single video dedicated to the waiting season. I've talked about the waiting season a lot in my previous videos, but I did not know that I haven't dedicated a single video to it. I was shocked and surprised, to be honest, because the waiting season is such a huge part of my story that I have so much to say. It is a huge part of our story that can take us to wherever we want to be. So today I'm going to open your eyes to what the waiting season is all about, how to make the best use of it, and most especially why it is here, why it is part of you. Because let me tell you one thing, you can't erase the waiting season from your story, most especially if you want to be on God's side. Yes, because look how the great men of God go through the scriptures. They all have to pass through the waiting season. Abraham, the father of the faithful. Jacob, when he had to serve Laban for how many years just to marry his daughter, that was his waiting season. That was where he grew his wealth. Look at a lot of them. Look at Joseph. Look at Paul. Look at every one of them had to pass through this time. The time of waiting. The time of not knowing what's next going to happen. The time of not knowing when it's going to materialize. All the things you've been working on is part of us. It is part of your story, and you can't erase it from your story. Okay, so join me on this video and let's talk about the waiting season. Let's open it up, you know, the good stuff about it and what we can get from it. Because let me tell you one thing, the waiting season is one of the best seasons you are going to experience in your life. Yeah, I said that. So the first thing I want to talk about is understand that waiting is part of God's process. Let's read Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. It says, there is an appointed time for everything, a time for every activity under the heavens. Then if you read further, you'll be hearing things like a time for birth and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot what was planted. So here, God is trying to make us know that there is time for every activity. There is time to plant. There is time to harvest. There is time to birth. There is time to die. There is time for every activity. So if you are going through your waiting season, know that this is his time. Know that it is part of God's process. The waiting season is not punishment. Like, people feel that this season is the season of punishment. People feel like this season is the worst thing that can happen to them. How are you going to traverse through life without knowing what's next? How are you going to walk through life when you keep on getting disappointed? When you keep on getting a lot of no's? A lot of people feel that this is a punishment. But let me tell you, it is part of God's process. This is the time God is preparing us for what's ahead. Yes. Through my life, I've gone through a series of waiting seasons. Even up to this moment, I'm also in my waiting season. I've gone through these moments a lot of time. And let me tell you one thing. These seasons prepares me for the next level. Yes. I've been in the season when I don't even know what to do. I don't know even the career path to choose. I don't even know what to do with my life. I've shared it on here a couple of times. I don't even know what's next for me. I'm just home all day, not doing anything. It was so crazy for me. I hated that part of my life so much. It kept on, reassuring me that I have low self-esteem. It kept on reassuring me that I'm not special. It kept on telling me that you don't worth it. And every passing day, my self-worth kept on reducing. My motivation kept on reducing. My belief in myself kept on reducing, like every single day. But that season was necessary. That's the craziest part. That season was necessary. That season was necessary to make me who I am today. And because of all these lessons I've gathered through all the seasons of waiting, that is why I'm here today. So your waiting season is part of the process. Look at Abraham. It was because of his waiting season that God blessed him so abundantly well. Yes, he had faith, which is the number one thing. We will not debate that fact. But what made him to have faith? What made him to keep on having faith is the waiting season. Time he had no child, no children. He was not bothered. He was not angry at God. He kept on waiting. He kept on believing because he knows who God is. And God blessed him abundantly well because he was able to go through these seasons without being disappointed in God. He was able to go through these seasons understanding that this is part of God's process. Let me tell you one thing. Being with God is crazy. Being with God is not logical. It's not something that you sit down and think and analyze, and sum it up and tag it, and line it up in a cumulative way. No. God just works in ways that you don't even know. I don't even know how I got here. 16-year-old me, 17-year-old me, probably 18-year-old me wasn't thinking about this. Wasn't thinking about making content. Wasn't thinking about public speaking. But how I got here, I do not even know. That was how God works. If you ask me, how did you know about God? To pinpoint a particular day, I don't even know. All I knew was that at a point in my life, I was searching for God. I was reading the scriptures, reading as many chapters as possible. That was the only thing I can remember. That's how God works. So it doesn't have to make sense to you. It doesn't have to make sense to the other person. You just have to keep on believing and keep on waiting. Okay? So your waiting season is not punishment. There is time for every activity. So ask yourself, what am I going to gain from this season? What is this activity all about? What is this season all about? What is this phase all about? We don't ask that questions. All we ask is, when am I going to get there? Why is it taking so much time? But we don't look at our story. We don't look at what is going on in our life presently. We don't look at all these things. All we care about is, when is it going to happen? Okay? So know that the waiting season, you can't run away from it. So the earlier you accept it, the better for you. You need to know that the waiting season is part of God's process. And you can't be by God's side without experiencing the waiting season. No, it doesn't work that way. The next is, trust God's character, not just His timing. So let's read Psalm 27 verses 13 and 14. It says, "Where would I be if I did not have faith? That I would see Jehovah's goodness in the land of the living. Hope in Jehovah. Be courageous and strong of heart." Yes, hope in Jehovah. So the psalmist here is asking, where would I be if I did not have faith in God? How will I experience His blessings if I don't have faith in Him? And He's telling me and you today to be courageous, to hope in God. Let me tell you one thing. It's not just about when will God answer. It's about trusting who He is. It's about being aware that God is faithful. God never fails. God is courageous. God will do whatever He promises us. We have the proofs in the Bible. Not just in the Bible, but in your own experiences as well. Yes, I've had proofs of when God came for me, when God pulled me out of those pits that I don't even know how I'm going to get out from it. I've had those moments. So it's not just about the timing. It's not just about saying, God, when will this happen? No. It's about trusting His character. It's about trusting that He's the one that will never fail. It's about trusting that He's the one that will do far more beyond that we can ever think or imagine. It's about knowing those facts. So get your eyes off from the timing. God, when will you do this for me? No. Trust who he is. Joseph got his eyes out from the timing. Joseph had the dreams, of course. He knew what he's going to be. But he had this series of waiting seasons, series, and a lot of them from this to this, from this to this. At the time, it felt like, oh yeah, I'm getting closer to it. But no, it's like a step forward and then 3 steps back. But in all these things, Joseph trusted God's character. He knew that he's dealing with the one who never fails. He knew that he's dealing with the one who can do far more beyond whatever he can think or imagine. Okay? It's not just about God's timing. It's about trusting his character. It's about hoping in God. Look at what the psalmist said. Hope in God. Yes. He reiterated it and said, hope in God. Trust his character. Trust who he is. Because he's always going to come true for you. He's always going to come true for you. I promise you that. You know, sometimes when I'm in the season of waiting, I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm tired. Things are not moving as planned. When I'm in these seasons, do you know what I will tell myself? A small voice will always speak to me and say, had there been a time God never showed up? Like I've said this a lot of times, and this works. Whenever I hear that, had there been a time God never showed up, I will start remembering all his blessings, how he provided for me, how he protected me, how he was there for me. I will always remember all these things and know that it's not just about the timing, but it's about knowing that God will pull up for you. Okay? So learn to trust him even when it delayed. The next is waiting builds strength, not weakness. So let's look at Isaiah 40 verse 31. It says, but those hoping in Jehovah will regain power. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not tire out. So this place is saying that those hoping in Jehovah will regain power. They will walk and not tire out. The waiting season is meant to strengthen you. It's meant to strengthen your endurance, your faith, your resilience, your perseverance, because what you want, all these beautiful things you are asking God for, needs a lot of strength. Yes. There's this Spanish woman that I follow on Instagram, Bruna Biancadi. I don't know if I got the pronunciation right, but Bruna Biancadi, right? So in her bio, she wrote something, what's meant to be requires a lot of strength. And the first time I saw that, I was like, I don't really get this. But going through life, I started understanding that what's meant to be requires strength. So you need to be equipped to handle that. You need to be equipped. Like, I don't know how you guys see this, but every season of your life, you need some skills to be able to handle all of it. I've talked about the story where I needed a job, I applied, but they gave me a much more lesser position, which I was not happy about. But that was my waiting season. 1 year later, God gave me that position in a platter of gold. But the other person that was in that position got into a huge debt. Both of us got into that company without prior knowledge of what the company was all about. Though we received training, but imagine someone who just received training for a week and stepped into a role, and someone who received training for a year and stepped into that role. Who do you think would do much more better? But when I was in that season, I was going berserk. I was angry. I was not happy. I hated my job. I was not happy waking up every morning and going to that job because I feel like I deserve more. I'm better off than that. But God was saying, this is your waiting season. God was saying, I'm building you up. I'm pruning you. I'm equipping you with all you need to handle this, because if you're going to move into that position like that, you are going to get yourself into trouble. And that's not what God wants for us. God doesn't want you and I to get into trouble. God wants us to be equipped so that when we step into those roles, when we step into those systems, into those institutions, into those spaces, we are going to do a great job. Okay? So know that this waiting season, God is using it to build you for what he planned ahead of you. Like, God has planned it out. Yes. From when you were in your mother's womb, God knows what you are going to do. God knows your life. He has planned it out. The blessings are all there. All you need to do is to move through these levels. You've checked in level 1, you won, good. Step into level 2. Okay, you did not win in level 2, well, you have to repeat that. You repeat that, you won, okay, then to level 3. That's how it works. You keep on going level by level. Because if maybe you are just from level 1 and then you are put into level 20, you might not do a great job. You might lose all those blessings. But all these lessons, all these wins, all these losses, all of them are meant to build you for your highest self. Okay? So know that this season is building you, it's giving you the strength and determination, like it's just equipping you with all you need. I remember when I started my channel, those times I start, I stop. I was angry at myself because I knew that the reasons why I'm stopping, they are beyond me. I did not stop willingly. But I was angry. I was like, God, this is not me. I want to be consistent. I want to be consistent, right? But I did not know that all the season of starting and stopping and trying different things and looking out for ideas and seeing, discovering new strategies to approach my dreams, all of them were building me for me to be here today. And what I'm doing today is also building me for where I'll be tomorrow. Because of all those lessons, starting and stopping and discovering new things, and I kept on learning, like since day 1, I opened this channel, I kept on learning up to this moment. That was why I was able to handle criticism. That was when criticism came to me, like it was so hard on me that I had to make a video explaining to people. And that video is up on my channel. If you watch that video, you understand what I passed through. Not just people on social media, no, these are people close to you. People you can't say no to. People you have to listen to. And when they were telling me, no, you don't have to do this, do something else. But I know what I wanted to do. It was hard to say no to these people. How was I able to handle that? I invited a couple of people to collaborate with me on my channel. They turned me down. I knew how hard that is. All those no's, I know how hard it is. How was I able to handle it? And I kept on making this video up to today. I showed up to today. How was I able to do all this? How? It was because of all this series of waiting. Seasons of waiting. God was pruning me. God was building me. God was equipping me with the strength, because what I did deserved a lot of strength. What I did needed a lot of strength. To say no to those people, to do things differently, telling people, let's do this, let's collaborate, and they are saying no. Like, they are saying no subsequently, cumulatively. This person said no, the next person said no, it's just like that. How are you able to handle all this no? And it's got me thinking, am I doing something right? Am I on the right path? But I kept on believing, because I knew the vision God gave to me. And I promised myself that I'm just going to live my purpose. Whether people believed in me or not, whether people doubted me or not, I don't care. I will believe in it. I'll keep living my purpose until the last day. So you can see what this waiting season did for me. So what if I started this channel? I'm okay. I'm posting and I was not stopping. Nothing was, pushing me to try different things. What if I'm going through these seasons and then I started encountering no? People start saying no to me. How will I handle it? How? So let me tell you one thing. Even if you did not learn anything from this video, I want you to learn that everything that happens in your life is for a reason. And that reason is to build you for your highest self. The next one is stay faithful in the little things. So let's read Luke 16 verse 10. It says, the person faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. And the person unrighteous in what is least is unrighteous also in much. So what is this place trying to say? The person who is faithful in the least is also faithful in the much. Some of us, we hate this season we are in. We are in a season of lack, no money, no food, no tuition, and all the basic necessities of life. We don't have these things. Well, that's not good, right? That's not good. God, this place is trying to tell us that if you are not faithful in the little, you can't be faithful in the much. If you are not happy with the little, you can't be happy with the much. I was hearing this a lot of times, but I didn't even know that this was in the Bible. And when I discovered this, I was like, wow. Yeah, that is it. If you're not happy with the little you have, you can't be happy with the much. If you can't handle the little you have, if you can't make the best use of the little you have, you can't make the best use of the much. That is just life. So stop hating this time of your waiting, but happy. I saw this quote that says, what's more important, the end or the company? And the person said, the journey. The journey. The trial and error, the no's, the yes, all those things are more important than even the end goal. All these experiences you gain in the journey. You know, the road is not a straight road. It's narrow, it's bumpy, has a lot of hurdles in it. But as you cross it to the next one, to the next one, that's the most important thing. So when you are in this season, when you are going through your own bumpy road, when you are passing through these hurdles, how do you feel about it? How? Are you angry? Do you detest every second you spent in this waiting season? Every second you spent in your lowest season? Do you hate it? My boyfriend has been teaching me this, but I could not even learn it. Or I was learning it, but I don't have like the full grasp of what he's saying. He's the person that enjoys himself in every season of life. Whatever he's facing, he will be happy, he will smile, he will be okay, he will be satisfied. There was a time we are passing one of our greatest hurdles at the time, and he's happy, he's smiling, you know, he's singing, he loves music, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is not the time for all this. This is the time to get serious with life. But it's like, you know, I know God, I trust God, He always come through for me, so why? I did not like fully understand it that time. But as the days go by, I started understanding it. Then coupled with what I've discovered in the scriptures right now, I'm understanding it the more. So be faithful with the little. Make the best use of what you have. Because if you can manage the little you have, so that means you can manage the much. Some of us want $1 million, but there's no plan on how to handle it. We can't even handle the 100 we have, the 1,000 we have. Let me tell you one thing. When you make something out of nothing, when you build with the little you have, God is happy with you. Yes, God is proud of you. I've read this, I've forgotten this Bible verse, but I think it's Zechariah. Yes, I learned this somewhere there. Make the best use of the little you have. Make the best use of it. Do not allow this waiting season to make you to be stagnant. When I started this channel, I was in my waiting season. There was nothing. I've lost my job, no education. I don't even know where my next meal will come from. Sometimes, all these my early videos, I made it on empty stomach. Like, there was no food. But one thing with me is that whenever it comes to camera, you know, editing, stuff around this, I'm happy I can do it on empty stomach. I don't even care. Because it gives me joy. I derive joy filming, editing my videos, then posting it, and then someone might say, oh, this video helped me. Oh, and there was a time my friend, after watching my video, she was crying. Like, it just proves to me that I'm making an impact, and that makes me happy. That's the journey. There's no much people commenting, liking, and some of my videos don't even have a single comment. It's okay. It's my waiting season, right? But I'm not angry with it. I'm okay seeing myself do something, build something from scratch. I'm happy making the best use of the little God gave me. This channel, what we are seeing today, started with just nothing. With my brother's phone, with a gift mic. That's how we started. No prior knowledge about all this. I was just learning on the journey. I was just learning on the process. I couldn't even construct a single sentence in English. I couldn't even speak. But look at us today. Look at what we're doing today. We are growing. We are doing amazing. And God is happy. That's the most interesting things about it. God is happy. Oh, I gave you little and you are multiplying it. and you're doing something with it, God is the proudest dad. Okay, so do not allow this waiting season to keep you stagnant. Make the best use of it. Build with it. Create with it. Okay, just know that God is somewhere there watching, and He's going to bless you with the work of your hands. The next part is be honest with God during the waiting season. This is the part like most of us don't really talk about. Whenever we feel doubt, whenever we doubt God, whenever we don't feel His presence, whenever we feel that He's taking so much time, we don't really approach Him and tell Him this. Yes, we don't really pour out our hearts to Him. We always feel like we should go to God when everything is okay, when we have so much faith, when we believe in Him, when we are good with Him. But when we experience doubt, frustration, depression in our journey, we don't really go to Him. But be honest with God. Like I've shared this a couple of times here on my personal relationship with God. I walk with God all the time. I talk with Him when I want to go into a room, when I want to do things. Like I always talk with God at any given time. I always speak with Him. And sometimes when I don't get the desired results, sometimes when things don't go my own way, sometimes when I'm disappointed, like I'm talking to Him immediately. I'm like, God, Daddy, we hoped on this. We worked so hard on this. We want this. Like, I'm so disappointed right now. There was a time I was so scared of the journey. Like that day, I've not been that scared in my life. Like there was nothing really going on, but I just woke up. Some days it's like you woke up on the wrong side of bed, like some people used to say. And that day I woke up, I was so scared of life. Like I look at all the things, like a lot of things I have to do. There's a lot of things like I've been working on, no results. Like that was just a lot. And on that day, I felt the heaviness of life so much on my shoulders. I felt it so much, and I was scared. And I was like, talking to Him. I needed so much care, and I just needed to hear, it's okay. Things are just going to work out okay. This is part of life. Like I just need to hear, something soft. I knew what I needed at that time, and I had to start talking to God. God, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. And He was like calming me down. My dear, I'm in the story. I've always come true for you. Okay? I'm not leaving you. I'm here with you. Like He just said a lot of things to me that I had to start calming down. Express yourself. Okay? Express yourself. So let's see Psalm 13, verse 1 and 2 and 5. It says, how long, O Jehovah, will you forget me? Forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long will I have anxious concern with grief in my heart each day? How long will my enemy triumph over me? So verse 5 says, as for me, I trust in your loyal love. My heart will rejoice in your acts of salvation. You can see how the psalmist poured his heart out. He was like, God, for how long? How long will the enemy triumph over me? How long will you ignore me? I'm having anxious thoughts. And, coming down, he said that he trusts God. He believed in God. But one thing that we should note here is that he at least poured his heart out to God. He poured out his heart. He told God how he was feeling. He was anxious. He felt like the enemy was triumphing over him. He felt that God was not with him. He was honest enough. So be honest enough to pour your heart out. Talk to God. Show Him what it is, what is going on, how bad you feel, how disappointed you feel. God can handle your doubts. In fact, it makes you guys have the best relationship because you're not hiding anything. You are truthful to Him. Next one, which is also one of my favorites, is for you to remember that God works behind the scene. This is the part we don't really talk about. God works behind the scene. Because it's not happening now doesn't mean it won't happen. Yes. Because you're not seeing the result now doesn't mean the result will not come. No. God is working behind the scenes. He's pruning you. He's pruning you. He's preparing you for the journey ahead. He's equipping you with all you need because he knows that the world is so cruel. He knows that the world is so tough, especially when you are handling a lot of responsibilities. When you are managing a lot of people, he knows that it's not easy. And that's why he's working behind the scenes. He's teaching you, he's pruning you, he's making you walk in paths that at the end of the day, all you have to do is to gain these lessons and move into the world and make an impact and change the world. Sometimes most times I feel like my growth is so slow. I feel like at this point, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to handle the world. I'm ready to handle me going viral and having a lot of people on here. I feel like I'm ready. But God kept on making me to wait. And even in this waiting season, I know that each day I'm better off than I was the day before. Like I used to say this a lot. God forgive me if I'm the same person I were the day before. So these are the behind the scenes work. Tomorrow, if this pays off, then someone will be like, oh, she's lucky. But that person did not even know the days of not being able to construct a good sentence in English. The day of not being able or not knowing how to talk to the camera. The days of learning how to edit. The days of borrowing my brother's phone. The days of shooting from 12 midnight to 3 a.m. because that was when the light was reliable and there was no noise because every other person is asleep. That person is not seeing that. The times of waiting for 5 years to get to uni, when you know that you are equipped, when you know that you are ready, when you know that you can do it. People don't see all of that. So these are behind the scenes of my own story. Okay? And God also has his own behind the scenes. God knows why he's allowing me to experience these things. God knows why he is allowing me to take this path. He only knows it. And it doesn't make sense now. It doesn't have to make sense. You might not understand it. Just like Steve Jobs said, one of my favorite quotes, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect it looking backwards. So trust it. Okay? Trust that it's working behind the scenes. Let's read Habakkuk 2 verse 3, one of my favorite Bible verse. It says, for the vision is yet for its appointed time, and it is rushing towards its end, and it will not lie. Even if it should delay, keep in expectation of it, for it will without fail come true. It will not be late. Yes, it will not be late. Keep in expectation of it. Okay? It will not lie. It will happen. Okay? It will happen. God is working behind the scenes. It is coming. It will not lie. It will not be late. Okay? We know that we usually have our own timing. But one thing I've learned in life is that God's timing is the best. Trust in God's timing. Believe in him. He's working behind the scenes in your behalf. Like sometimes I feel like if we can get a glimpse of what God planned ahead of us, we will not be doubting. We will not be questioning him. We will not feel bad. But that is the mystery. That is what differentiates those who trust in God and those who don't. Anyone can believe in you when they are sure you are going to get the desired results. But when the result is not certain, when the result is not guaranteed, that is when you know the real people. Anyone can be with you when the going is smooth, when the going is beautiful. But when the road is tough, when the road is bumpy, when the road is narrow, when the road is not straightforward, not everyone can be around you. So that's what makes the difference. The mystery, the uncertainties, the chaos, the confusion, the low moments, all those things are what makes the difference. The next one is keep your hope alive. Let's see Romans 8 verse 25. It says, but if we hope for what we do not see, we keep eagerly waiting for it with endurance. If we hope for what we can't see, we keep on eagerly waiting for it in endurance. So, hope in God. Have faith. God said that we should wait for him expectantly. But most of us are not expecting anything anymore. We always say, yeah, we are waiting, but to be honest, we are not even waiting. We are not expecting. God did not just say, wait. No. He said, wait expectantly. Eagerly wait for it. Wake up, feel happy, and know that, yeah, my dreams will come true. Be proud of the moves you're making. Be proud of your growth. Be proud of the steps you have taken. I know I'm not where I want to be, but I'm proud of what I've done. I'm proud of moving from not being able to construct a good English to be able to speak. It's such a huge leap for me. And that this case is not just about content creation, but it is going to take me to places. It's going to make me to enter rooms because I can now interact with people. I can speak confidently. I'm going to sit and have my head high. I moved from the times of low self-esteem, low self-worth, feeling that I'm not special, feeling that I'm not worth it, to the point of knowing that, yeah, I'm God's princess. And thank God my name is also Princess, so you can see that it flows in the blood. It's there. You know, that it must come to pass. Okay, it's real. I know that I'm God's princess. I know that I'm God's child. I've had this high self-worth. Like, I walk with my shoulders high. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating, but that's just the simple truth. So keep your hope alive. Trust in God. Believe in Him. Wait expectantly. Make the best use of this season. Okay, ask yourself, what am I going to learn from this season? I've had series of waiting seasons in different phases, with different facade, with different timing. But all this while I was able to learn things from it. At the time, I had to learn about content creation, honing my skill of public speaking, making use of what I've been doing always, giving advice to people, to older girls. Then I'm making the best use of it now. Man, I'm advising the world, not just the person by my side, not just the people that know me personally, but right now, it's out on a platform that can take it to people around the globe. That's my own season of waiting. Of waiting for 5 years before getting into uni, that's my own season of waiting. For working in a job that I did not like anything about, like from the first day of that job. You know, some people, they want a job, then on the first week they are excited, but then from the next week, the upper week, they no more enjoy their job. No, my own was from the first day of that job, I did not like it. In fact, I started off angry, resenting that job. But that was my own season of waiting. 1 year, I came to where I want to be, in the platter of God, enjoying the freedom, you know, the love, the beauty that comes with it. And knowing that I'm working from a place of huge 1 year experience, but I did the most incredible job. I'm not scared of running into my boss on the road. No, I'm not scared. Because I knew that I did a good job. Because I knew that once I walk past him, he's going to tell the next person, oh, this young girl, she did an amazing job. She was just 17 at the time. I think 17 or 18, I don't know at the time. But look at what she did. Okay? So make the best use of this time. Hope, trust. I'm doing these things, my videos, some of them are not getting comments or like from people, except one like that I liked, you know, my old video. Yeah, it's my own season of waiting. I'm learning. I'm asking myself, are there other strategies? Like this morning, I started something else. Like I filmed a short video for Instagram. Yes, I'm trying to go through another way again. I developed a new strategy, but maybe by the time this video will be off, it might be weeks or maybe I don't know what. It might be, you know, few weeks ago. Yeah, but I started something else to see if we are going to get what we want. So all this, you know, trying out different things are building me. I'm learning from them. So I want you to know that those seasons of waiting is preparing you for blessings. Okay? It's not just here to waste your time. No, you're not wasting your time. You are living your purpose. That is the part of the purpose. We always think our purpose is the goals, what we achieve. No, it's the journey. Like I said, it's the journey. All your experiences, it's the journey. That's your purpose. I want you to keep on trusting in God, keep on believing in Him. I don't know what you are going through right now. I know it's tough on you. You might say, oh, you don't know what I'm going through. But I also have my own fair share of struggles. I know how hard it is for me to be here. I know how hard it is for me to do this. I know what I'm experiencing. I know what I'm going through. There are some of my struggles I haven't even shared on here yet, because every day right now is a struggle. Like every day is a struggle, to be honest. But as the days goes by, you know, I will start getting comfortable in speaking about certain things. That is me. I'm always divinely led. I'm not rushing things. Whenever it feels okay, I'm just doing it. Okay. So in whatever you are going through, I want you to believe in God. I want you to trust Him. I want you to know that He can do far more beyond what you can think or imagine. That is who God is. So with that being said, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you learned one or two things from this video. So if there's something else you want me to talk about in this channel, if you have your own struggles and there are things you want to learn, just put it in the comment section, okay? I'm going to make that video just for you. Okay, so I want to hear your story. What was your season of waiting like? Or even if you're in your season of waiting, tell me how this video will help you. Tell me the knowledge. Like, I just want us to interact, okay? This is a community for all of us. It's not just about me to you, but it's about me to you, you to me. That is it. Okay, so it's still your favorite Dimmailoka, and it's been great with you guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. It helps the channel and it helps me as well. Until next time, don't forget to stay positive and stay cheeky. Bye.